The following program is a collection of dudes talking about the happenings in the CrossFit world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions, especially those of JY, do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of others on the show. If you take things out of context, please reconsider watching. And remember, I am the creator of CrossFit. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to The Spin, guys. It is January 8th, second show of the year. And we are joined here by not even Blair Morrison, but also Ben Alderman, the two founders of the Northern California Classic. Welcome, gentlemen.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for having us on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good to see you again.
You guys made some news yesterday. NorCal Classic is no longer in September, but you guys are moving it up to June. You are now part of the in-person qualifying events for the CrossFit season. How did this come about? Was this something when it was first announced, you guys started talking and it took a while to get there, or was this a last-minute thing?
I mean, these conversations, maybe the decision was a little bit later than some, but honestly, we have a good relationship with a few of the people at CrossFit, and so we kind of have an ongoing conversation and just good relationship, and it ended up working out. I think that's probably the best way to put it. Blair, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we wanted this to happen back in 2019. You know, when the regional system changed, and that was like the genesis of this competition for us. Ben and I being from this area, and you know, we wanted something around for all of the gyms and the people that have been competing for so many years. And it wasn't going to happen. Like the sanctional system went a different direction. We weren't kind of established enough at that time. And so then it kind of wasn't really a thought. We were just kind of growing on our own, trying to provide the best event we could for as many people as we could. And then this year, you know, you guys obviously are covering how fast things are changing and
right.
CrossFit landscape. And then it changed again. And this time we were in a position to kind of slide into one of those spots. And like Ben was saying, we have a good dialogue with CrossFit, and it just kind of happens. And it felt kind of sudden. But because the track record had been there, or like the conversation had been going on, it was something that we were able to pivot and make happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it kind of worked out. Like your qualifier has always been in January, even though your competition is in September. I guess, first of all, like what is the rationale of always having that qualifier so early in the season, you know, compared to, you know, qualify 8 months prior to?
Yeah.
It doesn't make a lot of sense, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, and Blair's saying that kind of tongue in cheek, but the reality is just not a lot of room in the calendar to make it a reality for the athletes to be able to compete, you know? And so if you want to have a qualifier, when are you going to do it? And so you got to get through the game season. And then what you do, you squeeze it right after the games in August and then have your event right after that. And that's too tight. And so it's like better to give more time than less. And so people get to put it there, and the beginning of their season before they've really had to do the open. It's even, you know, people who are doing Wodapalooza in a couple of weeks, it's before that. And so it just lets people kind of get it out of the way. It's even a little primer for competition. It ends up working out really well, but it was just too hard. You end up alienate a huge body of athletes if you don't put it early in the season. You know, anybody who's doing the games, if you put it in July, it's not going to do your qualifier. Anybody who's doing, you know, masters or teen or you know, whatever, it's just quarterfinals. It's just a really hard calendar to kind of fit into. It's very, very busy.
I kind of like it because most people, like if you waited and put it, leading closer up to it, people would be kind of put off, like you've said. But like with it being this way, it's like, it's kind of weird, but no one really cares. And you don't have to compete with literally anybody else.
Right.
So I think it works.
Yeah. And then as you're having those discussions with CrossFit, obviously, I assume you've been planning for September this whole time. What does it take for you guys to move it up to June? Just from a venue location, planning, everything else. I mean, you guys have everything else going on, family and stuff. You're now moving it up. You have shorter time frame to get everything ready for what would, many would say would be a bigger spotlight on this competition now.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely true. The good thing is because we've had this event kind of growing continuously year over year. A lot of the things that we need to have happen for June, like we already have the relationships with the vendors, like the logistics of the competition, whether it comes to the toilets, the barricades, like all the things that you see, like we have to create an event, like those relationships are already there. We just have to tell them, hey, we need you to come in June rather than September. And all those people it doesn't matter to them. I mean, like a month out is almost enough for them. So the harder thing is the people that already, wanted to do our qualifier and planned to do our event in September. I mean, we already had the hotels blocked off, some people are already booking. So it's more like changing the end line for them. That's kind of a harder thing. And we're just hoping that the juice is worth the squeeze here. Like people will be excited enough about having like you said, a bigger spotlight. They'll probably get some, hopefully some higher profile athletes that they don't get to see in person unless they go to the games. And so we're hoping that people will, kind of forgive us a little bit of that, changing the end date on them in order to have this opportunity.
Yeah. And, I mean, in reality, people throw this kind of stuff at us, about timing and logistics and stuff. And honestly, I don't really know. I just say Blair is hyper intelligent and he'll handle it. And so I just kind of I just agree to a lot of stuff. And then I'm like, hey, Blair, we can pull this off, right? And he's like, well, let me see. So
that's what we do is spin.
Yeah.
That's our job.
Yeah, most of the time I don't even know what's going on until they say, "Hey, we're doing this." And
there's the truth, right? Yeah, I don't need to why.
Yeah.
I don't know I'm on here, right? I just jumped on because Blair was by himself last time.
It's ours.
There's been times where Savon's like, "Hey, I got you a plane ticket. You got to be there at this time," and I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
It's been. I had major FOMO when I was watching some of the broadcast stuff and the behind the scenes that Savon did. A lot of the talk from the guys, like from Bill, was that like it felt like the old days. You guys keep that community feel. I imagine that's going to be a big focus moving forward, because I think what tends to happen is people get this cherry on top of like, okay, you're cool, you're a semifinal now, and then they forget about all the other shit and they're just like, oh, semifinal. I don't get that vibe from you guys. What is your focus on the community part and keeping that vibe alive?
I mean, it's everything. Like that's our whole, we want to be a distinctive event that everybody goes to because they want that old feel, right? Because they like the way CrossFit used to be, right? The fact that everybody could brush shoulders with each other, that they're going to have, I mean, what we loved about regionals here was, one, it was always outside. And like we get flack all the time about how hot it is and people's hands getting burned, and now it's whatever, it's just part of the game. And I think that's a part of fitness, is you have to handle your environment. And so we're going to keep that. We're still going to do it outside. And the thing we loved about, maybe I'll speak for myself. The thing I loved about the old games at Aromas, and even as an extension, the NorCal regionals, when they were at the fairgrounds, was that the fans and the athletes were right next to each other. Like your tents were side by side. And then that was so cool because it humanized everybody. There was no diva behavior. There was no, like the barrier of, I want to get this person's autograph. It just wasn't like that. I think that you can maintain some of that in an event of this scale, largely because you have novice, scaled, intermediate competitors who are in the warm-up area with the elite athletes, and they're, everybody feels the same. They're just an athlete at that point. They're not like the elite athlete. They're just an athlete. So I don't know, Ben, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that's real. I mean, I think the sequestering of athletes away from the crowds, like at the games, might be necessary in some ways to keep the show running and to really allow the athletes to perform at their very, very best when it comes to workouts per se. But the environment and being around people, and I just feel like that really lends itself to that old school feel that you guys are talking about that we maintain. And so we strive for that. And the cool thing is, back when I started doing CrossFit, I followed the .com workouts, and I saw like 2 or 3 names. It'd be like Spieler. Every now and then Blair's name would be on the .com site. And then when I started taking CrossFit more seriously, I was like, oh, this guy is in Sacramento. And so we started training together. So I got to meet somebody and then train with somebody and then become friends with somebody who was at first like somebody I was chasing down, and was like a hero would be a far too strong of a term, but you know what I mean? Yeah, idol. Yeah. We use idol sometimes behind closed doors, but and so it's kind of humanized, Blair in a lot of ways. And I realized we're all just people. And so being able to bring everybody together and being willing to celebrate everybody's level of fitness is a good time. And we try to do it. We try to give everybody, whether you're novice, scaled, elite, solid, top quality workouts and a good environment, that regional feel, just bring it back.
All right. The online qualifier. You guys teased, I guess, maybe a month or 2 ago, you had some different types of movements.
Real quick, before we get into these, jumping ropes. You talked about you want hopefully some top tier athletes come out to NorCal. There's a couple of top tier athletes that have reached out and asked if y'all are doing invites at all. Should they reach out to you if that's the case, or does everybody have to do the qualifier?
Well, they can reach out, and we have left room for some invite athletes, and we've given out a small handful of those, not even a small handful, just a small amount of those. But in reality, I think that athletes waiting to see if they're going to get one of those invites based on the amount of response we've had already is a little risky. It is a little risky because we only have so many of those to give away. And the online qualifier, yeah, people are like, oh, I've got this competition coming up, or I've got this coming up, and I don't want to ruin my season. Like, you guys work out for a living. It's probably better for you to just do the qualifier at 70%, some of these top athletes, and just secure their spot through the qualifier than to hope for one of the remaining invite spots. That's my 2 cents. I tried hard to compete at that level, at the level these guys are at, for years and years and years. And I was never at the place where I could just go, hey, can I have an invite? I had to earn a spot, and or hopefully a sponsor would take me along with them. But and there are some people who are in that conversation where they get an invite and they've genuinely earned it based on their resume. And if you know that you have one of those spots because of what you've done and who you are, then maybe just wait. But if you don't know, the qualifier, the field isn't like crazy deep like the open. You can show up, you can do the workouts, you can try something new, you can get a taste of how we program if you're planning on doing the main event, and just get yourself there. That's the way I would do it.
Yeah, let me tell you guys a story real quick. So Colton Mertens, he won the event last year, right? So he gets an automatic invite back as a champion. And we did that for all the money divisions, so all the age groups, the elite divisions, the elite teams, they all get automatically invited back to defend their title, right? Colton signed up for the qualifier anyways. He signed up 3 weeks ago.
He's a psycho.
And that I can't tell you how much respect that we have for him because he did that. He didn't text us and ask if he could get comped or anything. He just did it because he is a competitor. And I'll tell you this. There's incentives for competitions to bring certain athletes in because they have platforms and they have sponsors connections, and there's a reason for that. And there's like a relationship there. But as an organizer, when you see an athlete who doesn't care about that and just wants to come throw down, that's the kind of guy and girl that we want. And we're way more likely to give deference to those types of people when it comes to these spots than people that are just basically looking for their
handout,
500,000 followers to speak for them. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So big ups to Colton. He's
Colton's watching. Colton's here in the chat. I'm winning the qualifier just to give him a taste of what's coming in June. So.
Oh yeah.
I actually heard Colton didn't understand. He thought he still had to qualify. He's just kind of dumb though.
I think that's why they came out with the jumping double unders, because it's going to take him more jumps to get wherever he's got to get to go. You know, we're trying to give everybody a bigger chance. You know what I'm saying?
Range of motion and all
we
that.
We paired it with dumbbell snatches though, so kind of like screwed ourselves there.
He'll crush it.
We can only take so much advantage of his anatomical deficiencies here, Ben. Okay, that's just.
So jumping, traveling double unders. You guys teased a couple weeks ago before the qualifier came out. I mean, you had some stuff on the rings. You had kneeling wall balls. I can't remember some of the other things.
That was so fun making that video, you guys.
Awesome. And people just not knowing they're being trolled. You know?
I love some king trollery. That's good.
Yeah.
Did you expect the response that you got the last 12 hours after releasing traveling double unders?
I don't know. I honestly know a little bit of what's went on. I talked to Hiller recently, and various things, but it doesn't affect me. I don't think it affects Blair. I don't think that either one of us are really too worried about it.
No, okay. So I mean, the answer is yes. I definitely expected people to hate on it because people can't see outside of the square box that they live in, right? So I don't know if I'm old enough to remember a time when kipping handstand push-ups were like the stupidest thing ever. Right?
Mm-hmm. Hey, Spieler still kind of did it. He did like a little half kip.
Yeah. I mean, so it's just, all it is new. And so long as it's legitimate test of fitness, I think it's fair game. And if anybody wants to complain about it, just try it out and tell me it's not legitimate. And then I'll listen to you.
Have you heard any what are the real qualms behind why people don't like it? John, do you have any?
No, I don't.
Because I
just know a lot of people just think people see just something weird looking, and then their instant reaction is to hate on it. Right. But I'd be curious. It's a workout, whatever. I'd be curious if somebody could do like a 400 meter without stopping. That's my mind jumped to that. just single modality, crazy. But you got to go 400 meters without stopping double unders, and how long that would take. Some little challenge like that. That's what my mind jumped to. But no, I think people just see weird stuff, and then their instant reaction is they don't like it.
Well, that's my point.
Unders, I can tell you that much.
I think it's called cognitive resistance or something like that. Like we see something new and our minds automatically go to that can't be right. You know what I mean? That's not good. And in reality, most of the people complaining have literally not tried it. And I talked to Dave from RX Smart Gear, and he goes, we've used this drill to help people who jump rope and they travel backwards in their double under, because that's kind of like what happens. They push off their toe and they move backwards. Was an idea of helping them to travel forward. And I just talked to him today. He saw it and he goes, wow. He's like, we've actually used this drill in the past to help people correct and be able to stay in one place. And I was like, wow, dang, I thought I made it up. Nope. they've been doing it. You know what I mean? And so, it's not that weird. You try it out and you go, oh, and it's actually pretty easy to standardize as long as people don't stagger their feet and kind of gallop along. they could do big jumps and do fewer reps, or they can do small jumps and keep it nice and tight and controlled. And it's cool.
What's the core of CrossFit? Constantly varied, functional,
unknown and unknowable.
Yeah, it's exactly. So it's like, it's not saying this is going to be like the new thing that you have to do at every single open workout. It's just a little wrinkle on a movement that you've done a gazillion times. It's like, can you adapt to the little wrinkle?
Something I admire out of, I would say you guys in Crash are the only ones that consistently try new things out. And like sometimes they're hits and sometimes they're misses, right? But being okay with the misses, for a broader range of a test, and always trying to, like, you can't train. Nobody was doing that before y'all came out with this. Nobody's doing traveling double unders, right? So it's just who can learn it on the fly, and then let's see who has it the best. And being able to adapt is a part of fitness, and that's why Jeff Adler will never do the NorCal Classic, because he is the worst person at adapting to something off the fly. That's the fittest man in the world.
These views are not supported by the NorCal Classic. Thank you, Jeffrey Adler. Still,
I was hoping to get a text from Jeffrey.
Not anymore.
No, whatever dreams you have, John will snuff them out and destroy them immediately.
Well, I appreciate that. Somebody else can bring me back down to earth.
Goodness gracious.
When you thought about the traveling double unders, was there talk about maybe doing that in the actual main event in person, or like how did you decide to put it into the qualifier versus in person?
First of all, there's talk of doing everything at the main event. So nothing we say here is confirming or denying what will or will not be there. I don't know. It was Ben's idea. It was his idea that he came up with this movement. So I don't know, Ben, why'd you want to do it in the qualifier?
I just thought it was actually pretty easy to standardize, and use the same length floor that we're used to using in the open with the 25-foot, the 5-foot hash marks. Like, to me, it just seemed very simple to implement. And then I tried doing traveling single unders in my class as a warm-up, and it was fine. People were like, oh, okay, just jump rope and kind of advance. It wasn't that hard. And I go, this is going to work. And then I tried the snatch rep scheme, which was a little different too, just hanging on to it for long periods of time with one hand, not switching back and forth. Kind of made it a little easier too to standardize and think about the dumbbell and just the position, and it's just not switching around as much. Not like anything's hard with a dumbbell snatch to measure anyway, but like it just made it a lot easier. And I put the two together and I thought, wow, this is a pretty good workout. And so we went with it. So will they be at the main event? I mean, probably traveling triple unders will be at the main event.
I saw James was doing the crossovers. So
there you go.
Yeah. I mean, I saw plenty of stories of people getting it, either doing it very, very well, very quickly, or trying to add extra stuff to it and doing that successfully. So
do you remember like the galloping, in gym class when people couldn't jump rope when we were kids? Like people would like basically gallop and do jump rope. Can you do that, or do both feet have to touch the ground at the same time?
He just said you can't gallop. Did you?
Okay. Yeah, I missed that part. Sorry. I was trying to figure out how to do that in my head.
Oh my goodness, amateur hour here.
You could actually, if you want to, if you don't have any room, but you have an air runner, you could do it 25 foot on your air runner.
Ooh, that feels sketchy.
I just made that up. Colton could do it.
Be that really overzealous kid at Ben's gym who's like, yeah, I'm going to go to the freaking games. And Ben's like, cool. The games guys are doing this. Go in the corner and do that. And just something totally asinine.
Yeah. 20 calories on the air runner on your hands, Yeah. Stuff like that.
All the pros are doing it.
Yeah. All the pros.
So you can sign up now on Competition Corner and start doing those workouts. 35 will qualify from the online qualifier for the elite division to try to qualify for the games. You also have to be top 1% in the open. Is that how it's working?
You don't have to be top 1% to win the event, but in order to get the games invite, you need to be top 1%. That's a CrossFit stipulation. So theoretically, let's say somebody was like boycotting the games this year, they could still come to our event, take first place, win the money, but they wouldn't get the games invite if they didn't do the open.
Or should they do the qualifier and qualify, but not make that 1%? You can still compete, but you're not.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, they'd be eligible for everything at the event, the prize money, the placings, all that. They just wouldn't get the invite from CrossFit for the games.
Got it. And
Would
if
it
you've already
backfill to the next person then that would have?
Correct. Yeah, it's going to slide back. Like also, say somebody was in the is it the top 20 in the world get the automatic invite?
Yeah.
So say someone from the top 20 came to our event and won it, then the invite would slide back to the person.
Correct. Yeah,
I think it's actually down to the top 12 now.
I think it's 12.
Your edition moved it from 14 to 12, so it's
crazy tight.
Sorry, guys.
That's better.
I mean, we're going to be doing
person anyways. It's better that way.
We're going to be doing 2019 math all over again.
right. Yeah, especially with you guys being the last one.
I don't think it's going to be like that.
It won't be that bad, but it'll be fun. It'll be like, wait, so they qualified?
12 people is so tight. I don't think people understand. Like, there's a lot of people, I think, banking on the online semifinals that are not. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Everybody can't get lucky with the workouts.
No.
And there's only a very few amount of people that doesn't matter.
And then,
Guys, don't you guys think it's better though to have more people coming from?
Oh no, I do.
Yeah.
I do. I'm just there's a lot of top tier perennial games athletes that I think they're going to get a spot from online semifinals, and the top 12 in the world is so tight that I think people got rose-colored glasses right now, and they're not planning for the future.
yeah, there's only a few people I think that could probably bank on it.
And
And
the World Fitness
even then,
Project
it
is
just takes
throwing
one.
A wrench in that too.
Yeah,
You know what I
it
mean?
takes one bad workout, one less than optimal workout, and you're not top 12 in the world anymore.
I'm interested. You guys have so many athletes, so many spots for athletes open to go. You don't have to confirm or deny this, but will there be cuts? Because like I'm a big proponent of no cuts, and the way you guys program actually leans toward no cuts because the weirdos live in weird programming.
You're saying cuts at the main event?
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah, we haven't done that.
Nice.
Good, because I can bucket hold like nobody's business. Y'all have no
Bring it.
idea. No
Bring
idea.
it.
Poor
You really
boy
can.
would just pee himself if he saw how long I could hold a bucket.
Well, John, you're coming out this year, right?
I will be. Am I allowed to say this?
Yes, wait. I text Susan. We're allowed.
Okay, before I do something else that I'm not supposed to do.
I was like, hey, can we talk about this?
I believe me and Bill will be commentating. I think we're bringing the whole crew out, and we're going to cover NorCal to the fullest extent that the Sevon sphere can do.
All right, good. Well, now we bring the buckets out that we had last year, and you and Pool Boy can go one-on-one.
Let's do it.
The media challenge.
Yeah.
You know?
There you go.
Yeah,
After I would like to do a max clean just in case. That way I can feel better about myself.
We'll get 205 on the bar for you.
Okay. Ben, I don't know. Do you know what I'm rocking with, man?
I don't even know. I don't pay attention anymore, man. I don't know. What do you got? What do you got? What do you think you could do?
I think I'm the strongest one that comes to that competition.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'll be cleaning 405 before I get there.
Okay.
And then
All right.
ask him to run a 5K.
Yeah. That's a little tougher. But
I can empathize, bro. It's all good. I'm with you. Yeah.
Yeah, Savon's podcast will be streaming it, right?
yes.
That was
Yeah. We're excited about that.
very cool.
Yeah.
What was it that made you? I mean, I'm personally interested. What was it that made you make that decision instead of going with some of the other folks that do the broadcast stuff?
I mean, to be totally honest, we looked at a couple different options, and it's pretty cost prohibitive to do it the traditional way with trucks.
He just called us cheap.
No, because it requires so many people to run trucks and cameras and stuff like that. So what you guys can do is be much more nimble, right? Less equipment, less bodies. And I think that actually suits us better. But I was not sold on it until I watched the crash broadcast, and I really enjoyed watching that.
Mhm.
So that's what did it for me. once we saw that, we're like, man, this could actually work. Like, they only had 5 lanes at a time, I think, which made it a little bit easier for John and Bill to commentate. It was really easy to see. So I'm interested to see how y'all are going to handle 25 lanes. But otherwise, I think it's a good product. It's really fun to watch.
Yeah, 25 lanes just means 5 times more opportunities for John to offend somebody. So
no, I think I honestly, I'm excited. I think NorCal people are more my flavor. I don't think people, at least the people are going out. I think.
Do you think that?
The people that are coming out to that competition, like they just said, like the people they want are people like Colton. Colton would never get offended with anything I would ever say.
Yeah, you got to have thick skin. You know what I mean? People in NorCal got thick skin. It's all good.
It'll be a good time. I think.
Plus, I'm just speaking the truth. I've never said a lie. Okay,
the truth never gets you in trouble, John. Ever. Probably what sold you on it, since you love Crash so much, was probably P score. I'd have to imagine that was probably the best part. And you would probably, I don't know, that you would probably just want to implement this at the NorCal Classic. It's just an idea.
to send people to the games.
Dude.
That
you think about it.
Yeah, we got
just get back to me.
Yeah, we got a guy in our gym who's been playing around with different scoring things as well. He's been like rescoring every event that's ever happened to see like how it all sifts out. He's a numbers guy. So,
yeah, I think him and I talk back and forth. He's on a good mission.
Yeah, you talking to Justin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Is he in favor of P score, Tyler?
Yeah, he wants to come at it at a little bit of a different angle. I'm all for it. Yeah, P score, O score, Q score.
Well, guys, I appreciate it. Blair, Ben, congratulations on coming to qualifying an event, and keep an eye out on the leaderboard here see who actually makes it to the in-person event in June. So,
you guys gonna do the workouts?
I think
qualifier workouts?
Didn't we talk about doing the qualifiers?
I don't know, man. Whatever you want me to do, I'll do. Just tell me.
We have to, dude.
Just try the traveling double unders, you know.
Oh, I can. Yeah.
No,
you know.
you need to do. If you clean 405, you need to do the power or no workout.
Yeah,
power or not. Yeah, I think that's event 4.
It's 2.
2. Sorry,
that's a 3-rep power clean and 3-rep squat clean, right?
Yeah, with some rowing in before that. Yeah.
Come on, John. We'll roll right out of this proven community throwdown. We'll go right into this qualifier.
Yeah, let me finish that workout. They also have a 3-rep max clean, so I might just count both the scores.
There you go.
Those are 3 reps. These are 3 singles, though. So I think you're.
Oh, they're 3 singles. Ooh, that's exciting. Oh, what time does it have to be? What time domain?
You have 5 minutes. You got to do 40 cal row beforehand.
Dude, that is fun. I'm super game.
Man, what'd you get? What'd you get when we did it?
I think I did 345. I think for
315 for the power and 345 for the squat.
Is that what I did? Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Easy
something like that. Yeah. There you go.
Ben, let's just do like a super total when I get there.
Okay, let's do it.
You and me, we'll do a super total. Are you good at bench press?
I'll train or something, you know. It's not my best lift. It's not my best lift, you know, but I don't mind, you know, giving it up as long as we can also do a snatch. How about that?
Yeah, no, a super total is all of them. Squat, bench, a deadlift, snatch, clean and jerk.
Oh,
clean or
that's
clean
a shorthand for like all 6 of them or whatever, all 5 of them.
Yep.
Okay. We separate the clean and the jerk, or is it both the same? Is it one?
It's up to you. We can talk about it when we get there. I'm trash at deadlift. But everything else I'm pretty good. Deadlift's my worst one. So if you got this freaky deadlift that I don't know about, it's probably all you. But
no, I can only do 750.
Yeah, you got it.
Only 750.
Blair's gonna jump in too, as long as we put a mile run before every single lift.
Oh
yeah. You put
you guys for sure
run a mile and have to lift in total of 7 minutes. John,
what's cool is Colton will probably jump in with us, at the main event. Even though he's competing, he'll probably do it. And beat us anyway.
He just wants to show off his bench press. All right, I think it'd be a tight race with Colton, to be honest. But his bench is insane. Like it's it's enough where it would put him in a solid lead. I'd have to clean jerk 385 to be close to him. And I can't. My jerk is trash too. I'm very good at specific things.
That's my lifetime best, and I'm nowhere near that right now. So I don't know. If it's just like the sun's going down out my window, my lifts are kind of doing that over time. And I'm 42, man. It's just like it's not the same.
Dude, I think we should have the spin versus NorCal, and then Blair and Brian can run a 5K against each other. You guys need to find one more guy. I guess Matt Rattay, you can have him do some handstand push-up thing against Tyler.
Oh no, that's not fair. That's not fair at all.
Oh no! And then me and Ben will have a lift off.
It's like I'm really good at handstand push-ups, handstand walk, whatever. But he's like world class at that.
Yeah,
He's
man.
ridiculous.
And then we can P-score it just to.
I think we'll get 6 views. It'll be awesome.
Oh, dude, people will eat that stuff up, man.
That's 5 more than normal, so
Yeah.
we're good.
It'd be huge in Belarus.
All right, guys, I appreciate it, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys out there in June. So,
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Looking forward to
Take
hanging
care.
out.
Yep.
all right. There we go. He's out. All right,
Dude, I'm excited, man.
NorCal Classic.
I'm really
They
excited.
just
about
seem
NorCal.
really fun guys.
Yeah, it's going to be the last one, the last in qualifying event. Everybody out there in California,
Which is
watching that.
cool that they have so many spots. It's like it's a real Hail Mary of a competition.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know what their invites end up looking like. Like, do they invite somebody that, well, let's say Hopper missed out, right? Like he finishes 13th in the online piece, and then takes 3rd at Syndicate.
Mm-hmm.
Like, does he get the invite? Do they invite like some of these guys that have just barely missed? And like NorCal is just packed with last chance.
Killers.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be so fun.
It will.
And then Taylor's gonna win it and not compete. That's he's like, I'm
Oh,
all right.
man.
You can give it to the next person. Could you imagine? Okay, hey, picture this. What if this happened? What if Colton wins, but he's already got his spot? Like, let's say that happens, and Taylor is 2nd, and Hopper is 3rd, and then Taylor gives his spot to the game, like to Hopper. Just 'cause
Why
he
wouldn't Taylor take a spot to the games?
he didn't make it in the top 12? All right, no, I guess he would.
He probably would take it.
Yeah, he probably would take it. But he always talks about like how he's not. It would just be funny if
Is he
the
boycotting it?
only way Hopper got to the games is because Taylor gave it to him. Oh man, just that would be. He would have that on him forever. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
That's one of those things. It's like, do you take it? I think you have to. I don't care.
I think no. If
Yeah,
you're Hopper,
you
of
delay
course
painting your house for an extra week.
But I just think like obviously Taylor probably goes to the game. He's never been in the games. He's you know what I mean? He can I think Taylor would not take it, but it would just be so funny if the only reason Jason got there is because Taylor gave it to him. Just because can you imagine that trash talk would go on for 40 years? You know what I mean? It wouldn't even matter what Hopper did the rest of his career. Like he can make the games 8 times. And I think Taylor, every single time you'd see him, you wouldn't even be at the games if it wasn't for me. Like it just that 1 year would be Hopper's whole career.
The only thing that would matter at that time, Taylor would have to beat him.
Yes, Taylor would have to.
He'd have to.
But NorCal is a weird thing. Like Jason can have.
No,
bad
I mean at
events
the
with these
games.
things.
If Jason gave him his spot, or if he lost to Jason, but Taylor got the spot because Jason already qualified.
Oh,
Taylor
you're
then
looking at
has
the
to
other way.
beat him at the
Jason
games.
would give him that to Taylor. I'm trying to look at it the Taylor side.
Oh, I see.
Speaking of Taylor, he may be the president of the CAC, but
Ooh, that's another can of worms.
CAC coach.
the CAC. I'm the chairman of the CAC.
Yeah, it's like opposite. I really don't like how the letters are laid.
It's upside
down.
But the hat's a normal way.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense to me that it's upside down.
Yeah. Vindicate
Chairman
just showed up.
Wait, does that mean you're on the board?
Apparently, I don't know. It just showed up in the mail.
You're on the board of the CAC?
I doubt it. I just got a hat.
Just like Sevon's the CEO.
That's all it takes. You just call it. You're the chairman of the CAC. All right. Viewer comments. We can go ahead and get into those. If you have not already done so, this is your reminder to subscribe. Our road and march to 10,000 subscribers. We're a little over 9,000. First one at Truth Speaker 245. Last week's show was the best show you've done all year. So,
what did we do last week?
It was the first show of the year, Tyler.
Oh,
that's why.
That's how it works.
It's like, damn, I didn't even think it was that good.
Yeah. Boss Man from Australia, I think. The 2005 to 2007 Strongman season split from World Strongman and the new IFSA series. Majority of the athletes went to the IFSA, which was heavier and overall a better competition series, but it ended up folding and everyone went back to World's Strongest Man. Mariusz Pudzianowski won 2 of those years when nobody was there, and now he's the only 5-time champ. My point is, Willie's Foundation could be better than the games, but being the CrossFit Games champion means more than all the other competitions.
Yes. Title of fittest on earth is all that matters.
The only reason he brings up Mariusz Pudzianowski is because Mariusz Pudzianowski was probably the greatest strongman of all time. And
he never won the strongman.
No. He won 5 times.
Oh.
But
2 of those were against nobody.
But it tied somebody for the most ever. And that little year would have made him the most of all time. Does that make sense?
Oh, I see. Yeah, I see. God, I'm struggling this evening.
Lo Quay. Guys, if World Fitness Project paid you to hype the series, then immediately your reporting becomes biased and you lose credibility in the space. No?
Oh, man, my brain wants to explode right now. We have not been negative on this subject. They can pay us. We're going to, this is the issue. They can pay us.
They can pay us.
We're going to say the same shit.
Listen, and my brain is ready to be paid.
We got paid for John to not say colorful comments during the grid league thing, and look where that got us. John did it fucking anyway.
Why would you word it that way? Colorful comments. I didn't say anything bad.
Regardless,
I feel like saying, I didn't say any racial slurs this time. What are you talking about?
Go ahead.
I was just we are going. All the opinions that we have espoused about the WFP are only critical in that if you want it to work, there are certain things you're going to have to do, and these are the things that we think you're going to have to do. It's not that I don't want it to work. It's just that, hey, there are some glaring holes that we've pointed out. We don't have any feelings about them. You want to take care of them, you don't want to take care of them, that's fine. We're going to talk about it. But, we're not just going to espouse bullshit because we're being paid for it. That makes you like talking elite fitness. It makes you like Morning Chalk Up. And the reason we are sitting in the chairs that we have right now, these fucking illustrious chairs, and the reason we have a podcast,
let me show you
300 people listening to us live right now is because we speak the fucking truth. What a fucking chair. That's the best chair the barbell spin can buy right there.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I sit and podcast for hours on end in that beautiful chair because of how much we get paid to share our opinions. And look, if it meant that we were going to be biased, we'd be doing some BS Triple Crown nonsense that doesn't have the games involved. You know, we'd do something stupid like that. You don't see that happening over here, do you? No, you see 3 heads, one head a little shorter than the other head because we can't get that straight. It's bothering me. That's all. With unfiltered opinion. I honestly think I could try to filter myself and I would still.
Is that better, John?
Yeah. I would still mess it up. Not on purpose. It's other stuff. And I don't think getting paid at all would influence anything. And plus, if you're paying us to be who we are. You know what I mean? You want what we got.
And it's not like it's not like we're going to say anything overly bad if they do pay us, but it's like if there's something to call out, we're going to call it out. And guess what? When the WFP starts and we're excited because the competition is crazy or it's cool or whatever, like don't be fucking surprised. Like we're still fans of the sport. We're still fans of watching people work out. So people are idiots.
As Pedro said on today's show, I've now won 4 times. We're always negative. Doesn't matter what it's about. We're just always negative.
Yeah.
I think I'm very positive all the time. I think people just choose to see it as a negative.
For 3 dudes who are so negative, we sure have a fucking fun time, don't we? It's hard to do that when you're negative all the time.
Too much laughing. Will at No Rep U.
I don't know why that made me laugh so much. That was
what kind of buyer, I'm assuming of CrossFit LLC, is the best case scenario?
One with cash. Done.
And what kind of buyer is the worst case scenario?
The one without cash.
For example, worst case scenario, another investment firm or the Sheik.
This is
Dude,
rather.
If the Sheik bought the games, I don't know. I feel like I probably wouldn't be allowed to be on the show anymore.
Yeah, we'd be dead.
I have not talked very well about the Sheik.
I'm gonna go with better case scenarios. Private equity.
A new private equity firm.
Yeah.
Versus the Sheik. You're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if it was both? What if it was a Sheik owned private
shell company of a Sheik?
Then it's the Sheik. That's not.
Yeah, that's just the Sheik.
I don't know. We'll find out if our predictions from last week turn out to be
I'm
true.
not against the Sheik. Just I hope he hasn't heard me talk about him. I don't even know who I'm talking about. I just say the Sheik. Like I don't know who this. There's a lot of them, aren't there?
I think there's more than one Sheik. I don't know. Mark, $4.99. Any chance y'all can clarify Mayhem's involvement with NorCal Classic? Didn't see y'all ask.
I meant to ask this and we didn't.
I think they're just kind of sponsoring it or being involved with it. I don't think they're involved with the programming. But no, that was not something we asked. ESC Sounds, isn't there a $200 million deal already done with the Saudi fund?
That's a 0% markup, so I doubt it.
Make it 300 and we got a deal.
Yeah.
Let's see. Han Soloway. If the WFP turns out to be a success in a few years, HQ should sell the games to them and use that money to sponsor the WFP. Have their banner all over the place and people won't be able to tell the difference. So it will still get the people into the affiliates. Then HQ could focus on supporting the affiliates and go back to war for our health. Likey said the same thing in an interview I think he published today within the last 24 hours. And the guy on there, I don't know who it was, some Australian dude who's been around CrossFit for years, said that same thing. My comment was, if you're losing money, who buys it?
That's better. Yeah.
Like $10 in a pack of cigarettes? Like, what do you pay for? There you
Cam
go.
is not involved in programming. Ben and Blair are programming, but they were. Rich did an announcement, right?
Let's see. I have.
There you go, Ben.
This is real Ben, right?
Yeah, that is the real one. Mayhem is not programming. There you go.
I've never understood why his nickname is Iron Mile.
Because he did the Iron Mile.
What's the Iron Mile?
You got to walk a mile with a barbell on your back. That's what it is, right? I thought that's what it was.
You don't fucking know.
Sounds good.
Listen, if that's right, I just pulled that out of nowhere. Hold
That would
on.
be
I
impressive.
really think that's what it is, though. We should look this up. It's a thing. There's a
All right,
thing.
you look it up. I'll
All right.
read the next one. Michael Wright. I'm okay with the WFP doing their thing unless they push for exclusivity. Then screw them.
Okay.
There you go.
What's his name? What was that guy's name?
Michael Wright.
Michael's out.
9101. Yeah, he's out.
Michael's made
running
his
clock.
stand.
Hold a barbell in any way and walk for 800 meters and then 800 meters back, a mile with the barbell on your back. Boom.
Just a
With
barbell.
like a 45.
Dude, it's harder than you think. It hurts a lot.
Can
A
you
lot.
go your hands all the way out to the collars?
Yeah, go ahead and try it, Spin. If you don't think it's nothing, like it's a lot.
Oh,
You hear that, Souza? Do that
here
on
it
your
is.
next walk.
First of all, Ben contributed $1.99. $2.75 yoke carry for a mile.
What's
What
a
is,
yoke normally?
Can you break it up, Ben? Obviously, is it you're talking
Has
like
to be.
is this unbroken?
Has to be
Ben?
breaking it up. There's
Well,
no.
dude, I mean
That would be nuts.
if it's unbroken, then I'm gonna be like, man, I need to stop messing with Ben. I need to stop telling Ben that I can do more than him because I'm not about to do that anytime soon. Like,
That's crazy.
Right?
ooh, hey, we might do that at NorCal.
I'm not. You don't have to pay $1.99 for every question.
He's trying to get off the podcast.
We appreciate it, and you should, but you don't have to.
Ben, do you just want to hop back on while we have a question about what this is about?
You have the link. At Jared Graybeal, 7814. He's the guy I beat in around the whiteboard this afternoon. Tyler's predictions are just so bad, it's wild.
At least I have predictions that matter.
Mm-hmm. Wanna Love. What's going on with Wodapalooza? First of all, it's tier Wodapalooza. Why does it feel like a taboo subject? Last year was priceless with mic'd up team, tier, new venue as well. Brandstetter did such a great job. If any of the crew was going, I would go.
Weird. She explained one side of that whole equation. Juana, you answered your own question.
I don't know. It's not. I don't.
John never goes.
Yeah.
John's like,
John
no.
wasn't going anyway.
I'm having a baby. What are you talking about?
Quitter.
And we need people to cover it, like from the computer.
Oh, you can put it down, but you have to do 3 burpees over the yoke each time.
Ooh, I like that. I would almost rather do that when we go out there, just because that would be a fun challenge.
Be fun. Do it like all of us.
I feel like,
up.
yeah. Let's
That'd be
all
cool.
do it. And I mean, we can.
Should do it on the trail that they did the that they run on. You just go 800 meters down the
just
trail
like,
and back.
pick it up like a little bit.
The off-road Iron Mile, man.
Dude, I'm super down to do that. I think it'd be really fun.
I'd do that.
It probably would feel
Wreck you.
wrecked, but
Yeah, you're
you
doing
know,
that Sunday. Don't do that. That first
I might
day.
I might have a grid league match the next week. I'm
Jay Boudreau, the athletes just want a pro card to not have to do something like the Open. Some of them think they are too good for the Open. White collar athletes want to be treated like white collar athletes. I think he meant maybe blue collar wants to be treated like white collar.
I'm colorblind.
White collar means like nose in the air, correct?
High paying.
Yeah,
High maintenance.
same thing.
Yeah. Blue collar is like your construction worker, right?
Yes.
Sure.
I think they said what they said. I think they think white collar athletes want to be treated white collar, and CrossFit, I personally think, is a blue collar endeavor.
My he's no longer the CAC commissioner.
No,
chairman of the CAC.
they know. They know it's fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what color there is. I think they're more blue collared than they are white collared.
I think the majority are blue collar, but I think all the white collars are messing it up.
There are no white collared athletes.
Everybody in the PFAA thinks of themselves as a white collared athlete.
I'd agree with that.
Good for them.
Thank
They're
you,
not.
No.
He didn't say they are. He said
I'm
think
saying
they are.
CrossFit is a blue collar sport by definition. Like I don't like def.
You have to put the work in. You have to put the work in. You got to earn whatever you get out of it.
You understand what I'm saying? It's one of the hardest working people are the best at CrossFit, or some of the hardest working people. It's a blue collar sport. I think these people want to be looked at as white collared athletes, and they're not, but they want to be treated like such. They want to be treated like LeBron.
They identify as white collar.
They're not. There you go. They identify as white collar.
What's crazy?
We go up to Canada, a lot of white collar.
It's true. I was thinking about this because we talked about it, the World Fitness Project last week. And, I brought up the whole point of why even put them under contract and give them money. And I think you guys are absolutely right. Like, they are literally World Fitness Project influencers. Like, yeah, it's nothing else. Like, it's based off of your social media, like, following. That they're negotiating how much value they believe they are based off of their
colored athlete committee.
I think that was pretty clever.
They're negotiating off of what their value is as a sponsor, right? As a partner with a brand, and World Fitness Project is a brand. Like,
I'm going to bring it up again, but it works just like Barstool Sport or Barstool Survivor, where those people were picked for how many followers they have and the entertainment that they can bring on the show, not because they were like, just somebody's bro.
Right.
It's all value driven.
Yeah. And then you got Mincy.
Hashtag Team Rico.
This
is what I've turned to.
We should take a field trip right now. If you don't care, Spin.
What's that?
I think we should take a field trip. We've been training to do this for a few months. Everybody, you know how we like to go to a live stream feed and comment certain words on the live stream feed? I think we should all go to the Barstool Sports YouTube right now while their Barstool Survivor is on. And then in their comments, it is premiering. Right, yeah, it's premiering right now.
Tyler's been on that show this entire time.
So everybody take your time to get there.
That's why he didn't know what was going on.
Yep.
And then I want everybody to comment barbell spin in their live chat.
Absolutely. Let's go do it. All right. Just barbell spin.
In their live chat. Yeah.
There it is.
Are you able to pull it up with like the comments on there where we can see it?
It's right there.
It's just a whole bunch of ads there, John.
They're getting free ad play for us.
All right, I'm waiting for the first barbell spin.
Yeah, whoever makes it there first, you don't win anything, but you'll get a pat on the back, and then we all hit go. The barbell spin.
Do it.
Come on, guys.
Flood them.
There it is.
Flood it.
Yeah.
Flood it. Let's go.
Yes.
Flood it.
Yeah.
There it is.
Nice. Good job, Breezy.
There we go. Let's keep this going for 5 minutes. What's bad is this is at like a big reveal moment. They're like voting off who's who's going to be voted off. Like, this is a big moment right now.
Look at Sousa's in there. Oh, look at what zombie.
Let's go. Let's go.
Oh.
Yeah,
Thanks, guys.
This is our moment.
And then
I hope somebody is like, "What the hell is going on?"
Yeah, what
well,
happened?
that's what I'm just waiting for one of those. Like you see like these comments that are watching the show. Big cat survives. Movie. And then like
JY's chair.
oh, how'd that get in there?
Oh, I love it. Thank you all. That's it.
Man,
That's
they
all
get
I
a
want
lot
to
of
do.
they get a lot of
Now,
comments.
Dude,
if somebody from
there's
the
like
Barbell Spin comes to our
80,000
show,
80,000 live viewers. That's what's gonna happen.
reach out to us at the Barbell Spin on Instagram, YouTube, wherever you find the Barbell Spin, and we can do some work for you.
Yeah, I'm streaming on Twitch right now. I have no idea what it is.
I noticed that on the back end. I was like, "What the hell is that?"
Yeah, I have no idea. I saw somebody had like a gazillion live viewers on Twitch. I was like, I don't know. Let's just create an account and see. All right, that was it for viewer comments. If you were watching this in replay, drop a note. You guys did good last week. It was like 60 some odd comments. So
Dang, we're an hour in and we just finished the comments.
that's right. That's right. On Friday, TFX Invitational and Syndicate Crown announced regionalized in-person qualifying events. North America East, North America West regions can funnel into those two semifinals. So Colton cannot come to the Syndicate Crown. Hopper cannot go to TFX. Somebody from Europe cannot go to either of those. You gotta stay out. What do you think, John? Do you like the regionalized nature of these two semifinals or qualifying events?
I will like it much more when all of the dates come to pass. I am ready to see the interference and where it may lie. Whether it's these two or it's other ones, I'm ready for it all to come to pass.
Explain.
I don't know how to do that, Sven.
What are you waiting for to come to pass?
Well, we know all the dates of the World Fitness Project.
Yeah, we don't know those yet, do we?
But we know that there's
only 1 week.
An in-person qualifier event every single weekend.
Except for May 24th.
It is going to conflict somewhere.
Yes.
And I'm ready to see the backlash of what comes with that.
You just got to do it. You just got to compete 3 times in a month.
You just got to make a choice.
No big deal, dude.
You just got to adjust your training.
You adjust the training. That's Dallin, bro.
Yeah. You just got to adjust your training.
That was very
I love Dallin, but everybody's not the second fittest man in the world.
That's fitness privilege right there. Is what that was.
Yeah, that's fitness privilege to a T. Yeah.
But I think to your point now, and NorCal added to it, with only 12 people getting that online advance, like I think Dallin was 20th, 18th or 20th in the world in quarterfinals last year. Like it needs to be your wheelhouse workouts in quarterfinals for you to get through it. It's not I'm the 5th fittest man in the world. I'm going to qualify. There will be somebody that just qualifies because those workouts match their skill set.
Yep.
And if you're counting on just doing the online piece and then just mailing it in, I don't think you can. You know, like Gracie Walton was what, 2nd? Like you can't just count on that again.
Right. No, every single event, like every single piece of every single event is going to matter a lot. And
every weekend's going to matter a lot.
Yeah. And it's great, but it does suck too, because it's like, what is it per semifinal? 2 seats per semifinal or something?
Except for Africa. And
some are 1. Yeah.
And it's like, that kind of sucks because we're used to like, what is it, 10 or 8?
Big ones, yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, damn, we're watching 2 spots But at the same
you're not
time,
guaranteed to get second, man. Like,
No.
like freaking, like I'm thinking of North American East, and I know it's not going to be as competitive as like the semifinals, but like, dude, like Roman's getting third. You know what I mean? Like something like that. Like,
Well, yeah, because we don't know what
it's crowded.
we don't know what Mayhem has at all. We don't know how they're fielding their 20 athletes. We don't know. I mean, even if they have a stacked field, let's say they invite the top 20 athletes, it looks like Rogue out there. Only 2 get it, right? And I think that goes to the question of if you know you're getting invited by Mayhem and you know it's going to be the top 15 people in the world and you're number 20, do you even go?
To the
Is it
Hatfield
official that-
Invitational?
Yeah.
No, I mean Austin's getting that spot.
Is it official that that's invite only?
No, it's not. But they're running out of time to do some type of qualifier.
I'll tell you right now, Austin Hatfield's going to be the first person that gets his spot to the games, and this is going to be a this is going to be a what am I looking for? Spin, help me out.
Premonition?
No,
Prediction?
a pre-marker for what's to come.
Oh yeah. A premonition.
That's not a premonition. I don't know what the word is, but it's
You think so though?
it's going to be a sign of what's to come.
If they invite Dallin, Roman, Sprague
with Mayhem programming, yeah, I'll take Austin. Listen, I believe, right? I made this prediction that Hatfield is going to podium at the games. So if I believe that, then he's in the same sphere. Maybe Dallin's fitter, but he's in the same sphere as him, right?
Sphere.
Right?
Yes.
I think a full games benefits Dallin more than Austin. Because if Austin
Premonition.
precursor, that sounds good. Preview. It's one of those pre-words. Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it could go either way. I really do. If in a competition with 7 events. If there's a competition with 7 events and one of those events has a lot of strict handstand push-ups, Dallin's getting hurt in that event. And there has to be something that like that Austin's getting hurt in to combat that. The only thing I can think about is a machine sprint, and I don't think Mayhem's going to program that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Mayhem's only 2 days.
Right, but Mayhem doesn't program machine sprints like in their events, at least as far as I can recall. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't remember one in any of their competitions.
I feel like
they're way more like fit CrossFit, but like their fast ones are like 4 to 6 minutes. It's not a sprinty thing, and that's where Austin would get hurt. He's not going to get hurt anywhere else, unless he just doesn't execute to his ability, which he's been known to do. But it's at Mayhem, so it's home field advantage. I feel like he's going to be at home.
The sanctional events, a 5-mile ruck run.
Austin's great at that.
4-time 100-foot handstand walk, 18 alternating dumbbell squat snatch, 100-foot handstand walk.
He might win that event.
20.4 burpee get-overs over 48 inches, 50 calorie assault bike, 50 GHDs, 25 bar muscle ups, then back to the burpee get-overs.
And I remember this workout. Rich made his move on the 25 bar muscle ups when he went 18-7, and everybody else was at the same mark. And I'm pretty sure he went 18-7 and beat everybody when they were just clowning around. I don't know who actually won it in the actual sanctional, but I remember Rich doing that against people.
Did they actually have it? I think this was like the first one that got eliminated.
What do you mean?
I don't think they actually held it, did they?
I don't know what you're asking.
I think
these never happened.
Yeah, I don't think it ever happened. These are the workouts, but I don't think they ever had the actual workout.
No, they've done these workouts.
What are you talking about? They didn't have the 2020 sanctionals.
They have done these workouts.
When?
I remember watching them on YouTube. I remember 20.7. The go back.
I'm trying to find the workout, John. I don't know.
with the parallel handstand push-ups and the squat cleans. I remember it because I thought I'd be good at it. And then I tried it and they were faster. I remember it like yesterday. I don't remember where it was in the competition, but I promise you it happened. I remember Rich and China Cho on 20.4. It plays like a movie in my head.
Okay.
Movies.
I mean, I look at these like, again, like I think you might be right. Like Austin does do well. Now, again, top 2 is never a guarantee. You can do well and get third.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
So,
I'll try to find it on YouTube. See if I can.
Yeah, see if you can find it. So yeah, we just don't know what it's going to look like, and I think these athletes, if you don't do some of these qualifiers,
2020 Mayhem Classic, it's right there
on YouTube.
Yep.
All right, so it must have happened right before everything got shut down. It was in January.
Yeah, it was the very first one.
Yeah,
that's right.
But Tyler, do you like the split between the two? You're a big region-based guy, whether it's college football or whatever. Do you like keeping them to their own or letting them travel all over the world?
There are benefits into letting them travel all over the world. I know Wilson to know that he's sort of an OG, and he probably made the call because he does feel similar to the way I feel about like a regional sort of system. I'm hopeful. I think we're in a spot where we really need something to stick, right? And we kind of really need these to work. And I like that Wilson made this call for it to be a regional based system. I think that's awesome. I think like I'm going to be more rooting for my people. I think that's why Australia is so popular, is because you have Australians in Australia, Kiwis in Australia, not freaking Americans in Australia. Same thing with Europe. It gets weird when you start crossing boundaries. And so I hope that they start to reach into the community more and create more stages on their own for people to like continue to compete there. I think the pros will always probably be some sort of setup like this, but like it could turn into like a system where lower level athletes can go compete at this. And this is a stable thing. Problem is we haven't had a stable event for years. And so it's like, okay, it's in Knoxville. We go every year. This is what we do. Cool. So yeah,
I look at
like
it as they'll be the two big ones. Like if they're talking about a stable competition, like, and they held to East and West.
Yeah.
Like these are the two kind of like big ones in America. And then there's a couple dispersed out that you also could do.
Right.
Does that make sense? But like the ones that are like it could grow into a bigger competition, like money wise, and like the bigger names would want to win that one. Does that make sense?
Do we need to start kind of thinking of the NorCal Classic? Because there's these two, and they're both regional based. Do we need to start thinking about the NorCal Classic as the last chance qualifier? Is that it's essentially
that was my whole point about the
it's a good thought.
That was my whole point about the invites. Does Ben and Blair use their invites as a last chance qualifier? Like if Sprague for some reason doesn't qualify, does he invite Sprague?
They'd be smart to.
Yeah.
Right. Like they're
going to invite the stories for sure.
Like, I guess the question is, how late do you wait? Right. Because you have 4 sanctionals or 4 qualifying events the week before. Like in one of those is Syndicate Crown.
Somebody doesn't make it, you send it to them. They can choose to take it or not. And if they are taking it, they're not going to do the one before.
Well, I'm saying like do you wait till Syndicate Crown is on, Sunday afternoon and you see that somebody big is not going to qualify out of Syndicate and you send them an email and say, do you want to come?
Yeah.
Here's the thing,
I
Caroline.
don't think there's anything wrong with that, especially if we look at it as the last chance qualifier. I actually love that because that just makes it. It's like it's the last one, and then it's like
That's it.
somebody's
Your
not
last
gonna make it. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
But as an athlete who went through the qualifier and is ready, do you like that you get a second chance, or?
I think it's part of the game. I think if you were like they said, I wouldn't bank on getting that invite. I would do the qualifier. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of high name athletes do the qualifier because why wouldn't you? It's almost like a safety net.
Yeah.
Because they only have so much invites, right? They're not going to invite more than they have.
They said 15,
Right.
so I imagine that's more of a max than a
Right. Like
set number.
you can't just bank on it.
That was the thing about spots we were talking about earlier is like we're only focusing on basically 2 per comp, right? But we're gonna have a bunch of people just going because they want to make some cash, right? Dallon's gonna go to
Is
one
that
of these.
is that what happened? Can you do that on these?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Can you? Okay.
If you can
They
do
just-
the backfield positions, yeah.
They just said that you could still win it and not get the game spot.
Well, I didn't know if the syndicate and TFX had said that before.
I think it still works that way. If it's not, they should definitely do it that way.
I mean, the way
Because being the champ of the East is still cool. Like, hey, I qualified to go to the games through the Open. That's fine. I'm also the East champ. I got that cash.
I hear you. But I don't. I keep going back to what Rogue was like in 2019 when 9th place or 11th place ended up getting the invite. I like seeing the top 2 people. Like the field is the field who qualify. Can qualify.
I like that 2 spin, but I don't think there's any way it's like Rogue of then. I think at most it backfills 2 spots. Like I think the person that will get the invite will be on the podium at the least. I don't see it backfilling so much.
I could see it going all the way down to 8th or 10th.
I can't.
That's what it was in 19.
I understand that, Tyler. There's a lot more things.
I understand what you're saying. You
It's
have
not
the Open,
Rogue.
you have
Rogue. There's not a $300,000 competition out there.
It wasn't 300,000 at that time.
100,000. Call it whatever you want it. There's not another competition like that. It's 10,000. It's a lot less.
You think the money is just not going to be worth it enough for these athletes to go.
For every
And
top
then-
tier person to go do? No.
Yeah.
Build in the fact of the WFP.
Right. And another competition. Do they even
Right.
go?
Like I don't think there's any way. I think the second people make it, they're done. And then they'll fulfill their WFP obligations, and like that's the most they're going to do. The second that people make the games, I think they are done with the off-season competitions, unless you have like I think Colton would do NorCal. I think like if Taylor made it, I think he would do NorCal. But I don't think there's a lot of that out there.
Yeah.
You
I think
realize what this means, though. So that means all the top athletes who have signed with the WFP will go to a WFP event, not go to the regional or the semifinal event or the IPQE in-person qualifying event. And we will get to see what the crowd looks like in each of those comparisons. Do the local athlete who's hoping to make it to the games draw more spectators than the best athletes in the world at the WFP event? The answer is going to be yes.
Oh, you're saying like if the best person at TFX is Chris Ibarra,
Ellie Hiller.
I mean, that's pretty low. We're going really low down the total.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's
though.
say Chris, because like Chris would do. It's in Oklahoma. It's close to him. Chris
Okay,
Ibarra.
fine.
That's a
Chris.
good name.
Chris
Nobody
will
knows
go.
who that is unless you're a nerd, right? So,
Ellie's not going anyway. She's having a baby.
but like Chris Ibarra is the biggest name there. Bill Leahy's the second biggest.
right.
That's what you're rocking with, right? And then it's a bunch of people nobody knows. Maybe like a Jack Rosenma, throw him in there too. that versus a World Fitness Project competition with all the people that signed on, I'm putting my money on TFX, brother. I think more people would show up to TFX than they would to that.
That's without any community function of people competing from the community. Therefore, all CrossFit has to do to squash the WFP is incentivize and have a community event big enough that people actually want to play. WFP's over. Be scared of that.
Well, listen, I hope the WFP is very successful and we can all get along.
I'm just saying, dude. Like
That's what I hope for.
Like a business. Will comes to me and says, "Hey, dude, I need $100,000. We got to make it across this line, and we're close to the end of the season. You'll get the $100,000 back." And I say, "Okay, Will, let's analyze the business here. All's CrossFit,
Let's analyze it up, man. Let's do it.
15 through 10 athletes, the athletes who are not in the top 10 are at your event, and you sold 1,000 tickets. Athletes who are much worse than that are all going to the syndicate, and they sold 8,000 tickets. And they didn't have a community event. Now, all they have to do is run a community event, and they're done.
Well, you're looking at it from that standpoint, but if you take Chris Ibarra, and I want to get to Pat's question here in a second.
What did Susan say? I was flowing.
Sousa? You're looking at it from the fan standpoint, but what if you're Chris Ibarra and they're the same weekend?
He's not signed on a contract.
Right. But let's say he wants to do the challenger.
The challenger. He's
a challenger. He can be one of the 10 challengers into the main event of Will's foundation.
Yeah, if you're Chris, I think you don't do the one that's during TFX if that happens.
But I think you have to do both to have a chance at even getting that pro card.
If you're Chris, well, what's the point then, Spin? Like you're not.
Where do you go?
Don't make the game.
Do you compete at TFX and try to win your spot there, or do you try to go do the World Fitness Project?
I think you go do NorCal.
You skip both.
No.
Yeah, but that's
you do your World Fitness Project Challenger. You do that because you want to do that, and then do the NorCal. And then if you don't make it, you should have done TFX. That's on you. It is. That's on you.
So John's he's gambling a little on his option.
Right. But then you're going up against Colton. You're going up against Colton.
But then that's
you're going
the
up
price
against Taylor.
Yeah, for sure.
Last chance invite.
Listen, Spin, I don't think he wins that. Okay. But if you want to do the World Fitness Project, that is what you are risking. That is what you are doing. If you choose that route,
so if you're Chris Ibarra's coach,
if you choose that route,
that's what you'd recommend.
There is if he wants to do the World Fitness Project,
I would say what you would recommend to Chris.
If you put me in Chris's body, right, and I'm actually fit, okay, way weaker, but I'm actually fit. Okay, and I'm in Chris Ibarra's body. To make the games, I think you do TFX. And then I think you do as many of the in-person things as you can, because Chris is a guy that is not about to win a whole bunch of events, but he's going to be second place in a lot of events, right? That's not great for being top 2 if there's a lot of good people. You know what I mean? I would pick him to be top 5 and probably every single one. But top 2's hard. Right?
Call up Chris.
I think if you're Chris, I think you do as many of those as possible. And then maybe he gets lucky and he, gets top 12 in the in-person and in the semifinal, right? In the online affiliate. Maybe he gets lucky. But I think you do every competition you can to make the games. And then next year, if you want to do the World Fitness Project, you can. You know what I mean? I think there are a lot of guys in that boat. That they're not like Dallin. They can't just adjust their training. You know what I mean?
See what happens for a year.
Right. And I mean, and if you want to do the World Fitness Project and go that route, like say I want to do the Challenger. A lot of people are going to be split, right? And they don't know what to do. and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to be in the top 30 or 10 who gets contracts, 20 or
No,
how
top
many?
20 will always get a contract.
Top 20. I'm going to be in the top 20, and I'm going to get a contract. And I honestly think he would. I think if he chose that route, he would be able to get a contract, and he'd have 30 grand next year. That's what you're making, Chris Ibar. You're making 30 grand next year. I wouldn't bank on sponsorships coming from the World Fitness Project. I just wouldn't. But if he would rather do that route, then do that route. I think he'll make the top 20 and get a pro card. 100%, I think you would do that. I think it's going to be really, really hard for you to make the games like that. I would bet against it.
That's like $7 a follower.
Dang, I got more followers
We gotta get
than Chris does. Yeah, we got to hype him up, guys.
What is happening?
Yeah.
He ain't as pretty as Erica.
Pat Lang,
Got that working for her.
1999. Appreciate it, Pat. If some of these are invite only, wouldn't the event essentially be picking their own games athletes? How is that even a thought? It's not right.
If
I think
So
he-
if Mayhem was 100%, if Mayhem's 100% invite only, how can you?
yes,
even think
but they're
that?
also first. I think it's fair, or I don't think it's fair, but I think it works because they're first.
Really?
And then the fallout,
'cause
yeah,
nobody has a spot.
right. Nothing's decided yet. And so, okay, these guys all go. They compete. Now, if you're NorCal and you're picking people to come, like you can take all of that into account. It only works because it's first. If it were last, I would be like, no, this is stupid.
I don't think they're going to do it. But like, what if you just said, all right, we want Hatfield and Roman and
Tyler Christopher.
No, not Tyler. Just those two, and they pick a whole bunch of scrubs. And they go find 2 female Mayhem athletes, and they pick a whole bunch of scrubs.
Hey, if that's the case, Mayhem, I would
And
be
they say-
honored. I would be honored to have an invite. I will lose to both of those guys so good. I'll lose so good.
Yeah, but like, I don't think they will. But like, what if they did something like that where it was very obvious that they just want to get 2 of their guys in? Now they have 4 Mayhem athletes.
It's pretty shady, yeah.
Like if the field, even if the field looks like 10 Mayhem athletes, men and women, out of the 20,
I think that's shady.
right. Like, how do you even go about picking it?
I don't care because it's going to be Roman and Austin that qualify.
You think?
I don't think it's a given that those 2 qualify, but those would be my picks. But I mean, let's wait till we see the field and the events.
I think it's going to be that way. And either way, whoever qualifies out of there is worthy to qualify. You still have to go through Mayhem's athletes, and they're all good.
Well, that's the question. Should the Mayhem athletes, because they're hosting it, get invited?
I think there should be a competition limit.
Like a percentage of your field can be.
No. I think you should only be allowed to participate in like 2 or 3 semifinals.
No. Sign up for as many as you want. If you want to do that to your body, like if you're that dedicated, go for it.
That would make the Mayhem thing not like bad anymore, because if they just picked all Mayhem athletes, there's a lot of Mayhem people that are wasting one of those.
Well, that go to my point of, if you're 16th in the world and you're inviting the top 15, do you even waste your time?
I will say this: we've not talked about North America now has 4 semifinals.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't had this many in over 10 years.
3 years.
3 years. Over 10, dude.
How years? That's 2015, Tyler. That's so,
when did we have 3?
Catherine David's daughter was the fittest woman in the world.
What did we have 3 years ago?
We had the 4 semifinals.
Which ones?
Granite Games, Atlas Games,
The
That feels
Syndicate,
like-
Mac,
that feels like 10 years
Mac, West
ago.
Coast Classic was in
Yeah.
there.
Zach Watts made the games.
Oh yeah.
It's only 3 years ago.
Well, regardless, we're going back up.
That feels so far away. It does.
Regardless, it's still going back up. I thought we were doomed. I thought it was going to get consolidated to 1 at some point, and we've gone to 4, and nobody's talking about it.
Summer's asking the important questions.
Who cares? How does this impact the mountain?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to let it all shake out. I'll make a.
It's been 80.
I'm just gonna wait and watch everything, and then we'll make another mountain in June.
Yeah.
After the NorCal Classic.
Courtney, we're going to answer this question here after blind rankings. It's time.
Yes.
Let's go. Let's do it. I'm ready to be blind.
Are you ready for some blind rankings?
We should.
All right. Today's topic.
We should do a deaf rankings one time.
How would you do that?
We have to get like noise canceling thing, or like we just turn our headphones up real loud, and Spin puts the thing up, and then we can argue, but just using our hands.
So the way the deaf one would be, he does not tell us what the topic is. We just have to rank it.
Yeah. He doesn't tell us what the topic is. We're not allowed to talk. We can make as much movement as we want. We can even like mouth things. We just can't say it.
So
right?
if you're listening on a podcast form tomorrow when I upload this, and you're listening on iTunes, I'm sorry. Whenever we do this, you're gonna have about a 10-minute segment.
Do you not
nothing.
think that would be amazing? No, I understand. Like podcast viewers, go to 146, 43. We'll just have to make that stipulation. We'll edit it in post.
We
Okay.
just have 10 minutes of us giggling.
Yeah, dude. Can you imagine? I'm over here like we're trying to argue. Dude, I think it would be amazing.
We'll have to think on that one.
Well, we're not doing that this week. So
Okay. Yeah.
Today's topic: reasons why you would skip Friday Night Lights of the CrossFit Open.
Okay.
all right.
So,
I don't know what this is.
what do you mean you don't know what this is?
Well, I mean,
These life events, John.
yeah. Okay.
First one:
Cancer.
too many people are at Friday Night Lights, so you skip.
Oh, that's the reason to go. I would say 5.
Well, okay. Define skip. Skip being don't go or don't compete.
You just don't do You just don't do Friday Night Lights. You can go do it on Saturday by yourself in open gym.
I'll always go, but I will not
No,
always.
This
do
is
the
you cannot
workout.
go to. You don't go to Friday Night Lights. You don't compete.
You don't go to the gym
You don't go to the gym.
Okay.
because there's too many people. I think this is 5 because I think you go for like the hype, the community. Like, people are eating and drinking and having a good time and watching people kill themselves. Like,
Number 1.
all right. I think it's 5.
You agree, Tyler?
I think 5's good. Yeah, 5's good.
All right. That's the worst excuse.
Yeah, because I agree. I'm always going.
Yeah. Even if I have cancer.
Okay.
Okay.
Next one. You're stuck at work. Is that a
Oh,
good excuse?
4.
Dude, because I just feel like this is a lie.
Yeah, because you work at a gym.
That would be amazing. Like, guys, I can't make it. I'm stuck at work. I wanted to. I was looking forward to today, honestly. I can't make it. I just feel like if people say this, they're lying.
I've gone.
Friday Night Lights is at 7:00
On a Friday night.
Yeah.
When I
4.
worked at the tax firm or the accounting firm, it was tax season, of course. And I would get out at work at like 7:30 sometimes, and I would just go anyway because I wanted to see
you come
everybody.
late. Yeah.
All right. You agree, Tyler? 4?
Yeah, 4.
All right. Next one. You have a date night planned.
Going. This is the venue.
Missus is saying it's time for date night.
This is the date.
Yeah. Or so at least the first part of the date.
Yeah. Even if I'm on a first date, I'm going to be like, hey, I'm going to show you what like 70% of your life's going to be on this date. And listen, you might not feel like romanticized and swept off your feet, but when you see somebody do a ring muscle
when you
up for
see
the
me
first
clean
time,
395 pounds,
yeah. When you see how many circles I put on this bar, you're gonna want more of this. I'm just letting you know. Just letting you know. This one's hard. This one's hard because like, what if it's somebody you really like?
Then you need to take them. You just laid that whole out.
I know. Man.
Pat, bring girls open on a first date. Fastest way to not get a second date.
Fastest way to know she wasn't the one anyway.
I feel like you just say Saturday.
I'm gonna say 3. This week was bring a friend to gym week. It's a free week for your friend, and I invited one of my coworkers. And I said, "Oh, you couldn't bring your wife?" And he was like, "No, she's not really into this." And he was really good, actually. I was really impressed. He's not a CrossFitter. He's not that great a shape, but like he really pushed it. And I was like, man, you could actually be pretty decent at this. And like, it seemed like he had a natural, proclivity for CrossFit. And when he said, "Oh, my wife's just not into this. Like she's more of a walk on the treadmill." I had the thought, I was like, if you get bit by the bug, you'll leave your wife.
I thought that was going somewhere else.
No.
Where did you think he's going to bring her?
He goes, "Oh man, it went so dark, dude." I was thinking you were going to be like, if you get bit by the bug,
you can bring your wife.
Your wife is going to end up being in the best shape she's ever been. Your wife is going to love her. She's going to have the best body she's ever had. You're going to think of your wife back when she was 18 and be like, you never thought this body was possible. That's what's going to happen if you get bit by this bug. It might take her a little bit, but she'll see. She will see. When you got all that extra testosterone, like you will see. This is going to be the greatest decision you've ever made for your wife.
I don't want to be
and you went. You'll leave your wife. My brain went to that, and you said you'll leave your wife.
I mean, yeah, there's always the possibility that it'll turn out great. But when he said like she's not really into this, I was like, then it's not going to work out for you if you get bit by this bug.
You see all these half-naked women just sweating around all the time.
I quit pushing, dude. I was like, I won't put that on you. You won't be happy with your wife. I'm going to let you have it.
So you you decided CrossFit wasn't for him. For fear
it is for him.
For fear of an affair.
But I couldn't indoctrinate him.
I would say, let's go 2. Let's go 2 so we don't paint ourselves in a hole.
What's it? Oh my God, you're just playing the game now.
Well,
fine, I'll go 2.
All
You're
right.
just split in the middle now, though.
All right, next one. You're not good at the movements.
I hate this one. Then go to F45.
Guess who isn't married?
She ran right out of that relationship, didn't she?
What? Not good at movements.
Like the hip thrust. I'm not very good at it.
Yeah.
I hate this excuse. It drives me up a wall. You know what this means? I don't want to work hard, or I cheat. Not on my wife, but on movements, on reps.
I would say this is I want to put this at number 1 because this is the only one that I can make an idea of like why you would do it. Like maybe you like really want to warm up, or you really want to like, grease the groove for this movement that you suck at, and you don't want everybody there.
Was it the snatch double under workout from 2012?
Yeah, you want to focus.
Well, like you just can't do double unders, and this is before scaled, and you're just like, I don't want to sit there and trip over it while.
Or I guess you could take 2
at
days to like practice the movement.
Yeah,
like a bunch.
You'd rather go do it and get.
It's gonna look shitty that we put this at number 1, but I think this is a number 1 because I can create situations that make sense. Like if I know I have to hit a heavy snatch, and like I just did some training session where like my CNS is fatigued and I know I need to recover for that snatch, I'm not going to go. Especially if I suck at the snatch. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I
Number
don't like it, but I agree.
I don't
Number
like
one?
it either. It's number one.
All right. The last one.
Hold on, real quick. Pat Lang, I don't know how long you've been around, but my clientele of my athletes that I train one-on-one is primarily old ladies. And about half of them can do butterfly chest to bar. So you need to calm it down. Okay? You need to calm it down right now, Pat. And by old, I meant like over 40. I know that's not old. Middle-aged. Okay. They're all good looking. So they're doing great. They're doing great. They could be old and good looking.
All right. Last one.
All right.
They're the reason Tyler doesn't promote CrossFit to other men.
Yeah, it's dangerous, dude.
They're
dangerous.
The reason. Listen, my ladies are the reason Tyler will not promote CrossFit to
They'll
other
bite
men.
you.
That's probably true. Next, last one at number 3. You're too tired or sore.
Damn, that was a number 5.
I don't know, guys.
Unless you do something crazy that it's like you definitely.
Listen, I'm only saying 40 is old because I'm younger than 40. I'm getting a lot of heat for that. No, listen, 40 is not old to me,
I'm extinct.
but it's older than me. It's all.
Judy, you're Asian. We can't tell how old you are.
Tyler, you can't say that.
She is.
Yeah, Judy, you look 28 and you're probably like 52. So you're doing great.
Judy will look ambiguously 30.
I said most, Taylor. I said most. Guys, if you want to go to JY Barbell, we're killing it. We're making monsters. Okay. By the way, rare. This happened today. But I guess let's finish this off. Let's finish this. I got an athlete of the day. But
we're finished. I think this is pretty good. Too tired. I think I would put it 5 and then just shuffle stuck at work and too many people up a little bit. No, dang it. Where would I put too tired? 4?
You just said, what if you had a hard training session and you had to rest for that heavy snatch? You just said that.
Damn it.
That's what that is.
Fine. 2.
So
Yeah,
if
I
you suck
guess
at a
it is.
movement or too tired from doing something, that's your only reason that you can skip. Or
Yeah.
that's a better reason.
But you should still go.
You should still go. This is not a reason to do it. It's the ranking the best reasons that you would skip.
Right.
There you go. Blind rankings.
I'm excited for the Open this year.
I just really hope it's good.
This is not me being cheesy. The proven community throwdowns actually got me kind of revved up. The fact that John and I are 1 point away from each other,
Good.
I was like, maybe I still got a little left in me.
Well, let's let these next 2 workouts happen.
Yeah.
Let me have this moment, John.
I don't think the 3-rep
to our score.
3-rep clean. I don't think you stand a chance,
No.
regardless of
You
what
think?
you do next.
You think I'll win that one, or you think people will beat me?
Oh, people will beat you.
You think so? You think it's big
Yeah.
enough? The only reason I'm asking is like, do you think it's big enough?
Athlete pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
All it
I'm
takes is
asking.
somebody that's like you
It being
that could do it.
touch and go
Touch and go hurts me.
hurts you.
I love
That's the only reason.
the NorCal one. The NorCal one.
Right.
I'm excited to try that one out.
Yeah. Who wins the Open between Watkins and Young?
Typically it's me, but we're pretty close.
It's always close.
It's always
it's
really
always-
close.
If it's like last year, it'll be a lot closer
Mhm.
than previous.
But typically I usually pull it out in the last workout.
Moving on to some games dates. We have some. Not the games dates you're looking for, but Masters and Teens, August 21st to 24th in Columbus, Ohio. They are together this year. Same weekend, same venue. Good news, right?
Dude, Columbus is a great town. I love Columbus.
I've literally made a graphic in the past. John Young loves Columbus. And it's just like, do you all not remember this?
They got a great mall. Columbus's mall is insane, dude.
I think it's a sticker. I gotta find it.
There's a movie theater in it, man. Columbus has like the coolest mall ever.
Yep.
It
Y'all
is
don't
true.
like Columbus, Ohio? Dude, Columbus, Ohio should get talked about more because that city is great.
You all can't see that.
I'm trying to see.
I made this
I
for
can-
John. Why is this a thing for you?
I just think nobody talks about how cool Columbus is.
There's probably a reason for that.
Dude, I'm serious. I think Columbus is a better town than like Miami. And
I think it'll be.
That's my point. That's my point. Look, that got that reaction. I've lived down there. I've been to Miami multiple times. One time for a football game. Like I like a high school football game, not like a high school football game. And I think Columbus is a prettier city.
Prime town.
It's not like, I mean, there are prettier girls in Miami. But that aside, Columbus is a beautiful place.
I'm trying to see if I can find your mall comment, but
Y'all a bunch
Great
of you're a bunch of haters, man.
I
Where's
just remember it.
Where's
being the
Erica
weirdest
Folo? Where's Erica Folo when you need her?
Of all it takes to have Columbus is a great town. It's like
right. I don't know. I don't
It's
see it.
relevant. It's in Columbus.
I think you untagged yourself. 'Cause I didn't
Oh, I
see it.
know. I get it.
I know
But
it's a show.
it's just a weird stance.
It's gonna be better than
Um,
Albany.
We'll find out. And then the adaptive CrossFit Games the following month, September 9th through 13th in Las Vegas, Nevada. It will be with the IMWA weightlifting championships.
Do y'all sketch Sousa call her Rebecca on his show?
There's adaptive weightlifting championships there, along with the Masters World Weightlifting Championships. So they get a piece of that. So we have all that. We do not have when Albany, New York will be announced and when. And we don't have a rule book.
You think it'll be announced in the rule book?
I think we're going to get some information the rest of this week, if I was going to guess. Open signups start next Wednesday, a week from today. I think you get to start making some announcements very, very soon. So I'm looking out for the rule book. I'm looking for the announcement of the games. I feel like you have to announce that before the start of open registrations.
Yeah.
So
We'll see. When do we usually get the rule book open?
we used to get the rule book back in like December. So
Now.
it's a little bit late. So
It's funny
we got
'cause
that.
now it's mostly written now. They just have to make edits and we get it later than we've ever gotten it.
Carolyn wants to know, are we sure it's Albany? I mean, I tweeted about it. Pedro said it in like drunk Pedro news. Like it's
I
got to be
Googled it.
true. John heard it from somebody.
I heard it like 6 months ago.
Yeah, it's definitely true. October 7th is the announcement. Also fair.
That's just maybe that's when I heard about Albany and I just got it. I just, I heard
Chase said the rule book used to come out after the season started. So never know. No. World Fitness Project. They've been quiet.
Dun, dun, dun.
2 days in a row of no announcements. What do you make of it?
They're out of announcements.
They ran out of athletes.
They're out of announcement.
Paige
They need to
Semenza was the
announce-
last one announced 2 days ago.
That would actually be a really cool.
Where
way to
is,
use athletes.
Where's Morad's emojis?
Morad's emojis. They're somewhere. I gave Paige the helicopters.
Where
There it
did I
is.
give Paige?
There they are. There it is.
Oh yeah, I gave her ropes.
Yeah, there it is. The rope.
Nailed it.
So, do you think athletes are holding out now? Noah on the
Man, that's a
Be Friendly
big-
podcast said that he is most likely going to sign, but it sounds like he
Who
has
is Noah?
not signed yet.
Why would Noah wait?
That,
Yeah,
other
that
than
Red Bull
contract
money. He's got that
disputes.
Red Bull sponsorship now. He probably can
Mhm.
add it into
Up his-
his contract.
Still. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like again, it feels like it's turning into
No,
how
that's what it
popular
is.
you are on social media in negotiations with it all.
I don't know. Paige Simmons is not very popular. She got a contract.
I'm not saying it's. I'm saying that.
Yeah, but
people
you
are
don't know how
starting-
much the contract is worth.
Oh, yeah. I got you. Oh, so people are like negotiating.
That's
I
my
also
understanding.
wonder. So, like, I really would like to see, and we should probably start tracking this to a degree. Like, what is Paige? Because I know that these athletes have like a schedule of posts that they have to make. They have like commitments on that. Is
Yeah.
Paige's as dedicated as Dallin?
If it's in your contract, you're going to.
I bet Dallin has to do more stuff.
But like, if she's only signed for like $3,000, I'm not making 4 posts a day for $3,000. Sorry.
It's more than $3,000.
Well, I don't think he'd sign it then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom roasted.
Well, yeah, but still, like $10,000. It's like you got to make 3 posts a week, $10,000.
I don't think it's going to be
there's-
that often, but I am fearful if that's truly the case where they are having to commit to social media posts and things. If we're coming up on the tour event 1, are we going to see 40 posts that are like, I'm going to be in Oklahoma City. Come watch me, buy your tickets in the link in my bio. We're going to see 40 of those as you scroll through Instagram.
And then we'll see
Boy.
40 of at another competition.
Yeah. Like it's going to be like the same thing. Like, like you saw like Mush, like you're going to see 40 of them doing the exact same thing.
They're
staring at
here.
the camera. Right.
I do love mush.
It's on
Have
sale.
you guys ever had it?
It's on
No.
sale at Publix.
It's really good.
no, it's not.
I disagree
I
wholeheartedly.
refuse to say I like it until they pay me to sponsor.
I'll say it. See, whoever had that question earlier about
hey,
if we're
I
going to
have
say
a-
good or bad stuff,
It's as good at overnight oats as any.
I have a
good with
potential.
City.
What did I say that about?
What's that?
The original
Jocko milk. Well,
did I say that when he was there?
no.
Okay.
no, good a chance as anybody. Is I think it's
Yeah.
you said.
and
Yeah,
then it turned into as good a milk as any.
That's right. Okay. I would have felt bad if he was there.
You did say something kind of like that to him. I remember.
This stuff isn't bad.
I drank it a lot. I
I drank
enjoyed
like
it.
18 of those red whatevers.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the only way that's the only way we're going to survive.
Dude,
Sitting there on
yeah.
the couch for 15 hours a day.
I have a potential sponsor. Please for the show.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
not Olipop.
No, it's not Olipop. It's please remind me when the show's over
Okay.
because I meant to tell you a long time ago.
Great.
Tom's been just collecting the checks on his own.
Yeah. Good deal.
Like, guys, I have all this money to give you. I just keep forgetting. I keep forgetting to give it to you. I don't know what's happening.
So yeah, I don't know if you have Noah's out there. I think Yonakowski would be one that would likely sign, and then I think my other guess is Jeff Adler on the men's side.
Jeff's got no reason not to.
Interesting that he hasn't signed yet, though.
It is.
Again, I think it's all coming down to negotiations.
Who's his manager?
Carolyn.
No way.
I believe so. I believe there's a agency. I don't know. I think it's her and maybe some other woman.
The agency.
What do you think their fights are like?
In French.
Yes. Totally
Which
different.
I bet is very, very, I don't know, nerve-wracking.
Eloquent.
Yeah.
I think it's negotiation. Then on the women's side, you have Tia, you got Laura, Spiegel. I don't know who else on the women's side, but Karen Freyova maybe. But like,
and then that rounds it out.
there's one more on the women's side that you can invite. There's 5. But like, if I'm Tia that has over 1 million followers, if I'm Danny, and that's truly what this is really coming about, like if you're really wanting to use your influence to help drive this league, don't you push for as much as you can get out of a contract?
Yes, you do.
And then my question, I kind of posed it a little bit on around the whiteboard, was what does next year look like?
Hopefully more.
Like, do you get a bigger contract because you do well?
No, like you just percentage.
Like if you're Paige Semenzen, you get $3,000, and she takes 5th. Does she get $3,000 next year, or does she get $70,000
Well,
because she's now one of the top athletes?
Right. I wonder. I kind of want to play with the way the math works on their contracts, and then like you can't have it so that they make so much money. You know what I mean? More than everybody else, like Dallin. So you set his base such that like he's just not gonna, like there's a cap, right? And then I kind of want to play with the way the math works on that. What happens if they lose followers or an athlete is not as productive? I mean, I guess that they've qualified it to be in the league. They have their pro card, and if they're good enough, they're good enough.
Like, let's just say Emma Lawson takes 20th.
Yeah.
Right? Like, she's got to be one of the top paid relative to at least what we know. Let's say she takes 20th. Do you give her the same amount of money?
No, it's only that you can
the
go
following
down.
year?
Right.
Like, I don't like. And at that point, should it be made public? Which was one of Pedro's questions. Should the contracts be public? Like, should you say, like, hey, if you win 2025, you get a contract of guaranteed money for $100,000. Second place gets guaranteed money of $90,000, and then we all know.
What would be the benefit in us knowing?
I think they don't want us to know.
I 100% agree with that.
That's working out.
I mean, we know enough. It's between 10 and 100,000.
I like
what happens?
This idea. What if they just get the amount that they are on the tiers of the mountain? So like Tia would get 100,000. The next 2 people are 80,000, and it goes all the way down to 10,000.
Yeah.
And then the playground, or not the playground. What is it? Base camp?
Base camp.
Yeah,
they're the challengers.
Base camp are the challengers, dude. Dude, they should do that.
JFP.
And then I'll just be like, I'll be like, I don't make the rules. Austin Hatfield gets $80,000.
So
you don't got to raise those rabbits anymore.
What happens? You sign a contract. You get your pro card this season. You play by all the rules by how many posts you make. See, this is the problem: is they didn't come across a son of a bitch like me, who's just going to try to fucking find the holes and cracks in the system. So anyway, you make you be a good boy your first year, and you're in the top 10. You get your pro card. You're like the 10th best athlete in the league, right? Next season comes, 2026 comes. You don't make any of the posts, and you go to all the events.
They don't pay you.
But you're winning.
They don't pay you.
Because you don't post.
You're out, Chief.
I would do it just because of that.
Okay.
Because it shows the facade, the veneer of this is a fitness league. It's not. It's a public, or it's and it's an influencer league. It's a collection of influencers. It's not a fitness league.
Well, that's why I said
the
prize money should be paid. That's why the prize money should just be 1st through 30th.
Right.
And the last place is whatever you want to say the minimum.
The base salary
is. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I would want. Because if I don't see a benefit in posting, see, this is where my brain goes, is like there are certain athletes who they're just walking billboards. And when they post anything about the WFP, nobody's talking about this because it's like, oh, I can sell you this much of my space on my Instagram or YouTube or whatever. But guess what? Nobody's fucking listening because you're a walking billboard. When you have 1,800 little dots like this on your Instagram, you know how many things I'm looking at? The first 2, and then I'm like, yeah, hell with this. I don't want to see that many slides on your stories, right? So if you have these athletes who are actually higher level that might post a lot, might have a bunch of followers, no one's going to buy it because they just aren't absorbing you amongst the 100 other things this athlete is already selling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. After Tia did about like 2 things with frog grips. And then one other company, and then the 37 after that, it was just a quick scroll. Like
that's because she was pregnant.
Didn't pay attention.
She didn't have any content. That's fine.
Well,
I'll
like
watch a pregnant woman
or
jump over a box all day.
I don't want to shit all over Brooke, but like Brooke's pretty bad about that.
Yeah, how many times can you get in that barrel?
I just don't like
every day.
I don't know, and I don't care.
Every day, John.
I promise you, the people that are watching it are not watching it for the barrel.
You don't even see the barrel.
I see the barrel.
John sees the barrel. Other people don't see the barrel. And that's my thing is like, I would almost pay some of these athletes not to post and then post about us. What do we got to do to make sure that you don't post a fucking million things a day? Because it devalues my post.
There you go. Just pay more to post.
Pay them more to not post other people.
Yes. Taylor's right. Influencer culture is dying. It is because like you can't. That's the whole thing. Shout out to Kenny Kane, by the way. He lost his house in the fire. If you watched our show last week, Kenny's house sucks. Burned down. But Kenny was saying like there's just so much data you can come into your head in a day. And it's like same thing with ads on these athletes' profiles. It's just like, okay, you're the WFP a million times. And then like after the 200th time, you're just not going to see it anymore. Your brain just like, it's not going to absorb it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's all I got. John, do you have a athlete of the week you wanted to share?
Yes. There's a guy named Devin Pavlicek. I don't know if he will see this because he doesn't have any social media. He doesn't have Instagram or Facebook, or I don't even know if his phone worked because it took him like 18 emails for us to finally like get together. But he just snatched 225 for the first time. When he started, it was at 190, and he got 225. Lifetime was 200 before this, and before he just finished his first cycle with JY Barbell, and 225 on a squat snatch. That's a big deal when you can put 2 plates on. I'm super proud of him.
That's awesome.
Devin Pavlicek. Yeah. He's got ankles like you, Spin. I'm gonna text you what he originally looked like, and it's gonna make you want to come on to JY Barbell. It's gonna make you want to like our negotiations that me and Tyler had with you when we did that strike. You're gonna want to add $100 onto every month. Once you see what this guy is doing and what he looked like before.
All right. Well, send that to me. Yeah, that's awesome. So,
Yeah, good job, man. Dude, wheels is a big
Tyler,
deal.
Heat 1, go sign up.
Go sign up. We are running leagues for Wodapalooza.
I gotta get signed up. I gotta start looking at workouts.
I know. Me too.
I gotta
3
start
out.
figuring it out.
3 out. 2 more to come out.
The way we're doing it this year is there'll be a 1 league a day. So, but then there'll also be leagues for like just the individuals and then just the teams.
It's a lot of leagues.
Yeah. Well, what we notice is like people fall out. Like if they make a shitty pick on the first day, they just won't play the rest of the days. And so it's like, okay, you can play every day or you can play across the weekend. So yeah.
So you have the big one though, where it's the whole competition.
Yeah.
It's just,
individual and then team.
You've got like mini leagues that are a day.
Yeah.
Okay. I got it. Okay.
Cool. Pool Boy saying Caitlin Bernadine wins event 3. Mark it down.
Listen, he called Caitlin Bernadine to win event 1 in the semifinals, and everybody told him he was on crack. I believe 4 people picked her in Heat 1, and it was him and her immediate family. Nobody had even heard of her. I didn't know who she was. And he said, listen, this girl's going to win event 1. And she freaking did. So that is not anything to take lightly.
Yeah. Larry Young wants to know, will J Barbell get me a 365 snatch?
No, you're lost. You're gonna have to gain all that weight back that you've lost. That's it. We're gonna have to put some weight back on.
We won't talk about Sanson. The Sanson pick.
Boy,
that's not good
next
for
to
health.
Pool Boy in the stands while that was happening, and Sanson was Rafa was just friggin' melting. It was a hard sight to see.
All right. Well, that is the end of the spin for January 8th. We will see you guys next week. I think the plan next week is we're going to tell you who's going to the CrossFit Games.
You won't even have to watch.
Yeah, we're going to work it all out here. We're not going to come like super prepared, but Spin's going to have like this way, and then we're just going to talk it out. We're going to figure it out.
We're going to tell you who's going to be there, and then you'll just know.
Will we have to come to consensus, or is it?
I think we should come to consensus, but
this is the spins picks.
Yeah,
it's not Tyler's.
It's not my official
John's
predictions.
Yeah,
this is just us clowning around.
And just like blind rankings, it'll be perfect.
I apologize to absolutely nobody.